Eamon, it's clear the president thinks that tariffs worked or are working to help get China to the table and perhaps make a deal on trade. Now perhaps he's going to double down that it will work as well with Mexico.
Yeah, sure, Scott. This is a significant walk back, though, from the president's threat last week. You remember last week he said there was a very good likelihood that he would close the border with Mexico this week if the Mexicans didn't crack down on migrants coming through that country. Now what the president is doing is punting that out a year and saying he's going to give them a warning. And if they don't crack down, he's going to impose tariffs on vehicles, and then also a threat potentially to close the border as well a year from now. So last week it was a week from now. This week it's a year from now. The president, his rationale for this border closing has changed during the course of the week as well. Initially, he suggested he wanted to close the border because the Mexican government was not cooperating with the U.S. government in slowing down that migrant flow to the U.S. southern border. Then during the middle of the week, the president and his aides suggested that they were going to close the border unless Democrats on Capitol Hill came together and passed some immigration legislation. They've since dropped that threat. You didn't hear the president here talking about Democrats on the Hill doing anything by the end of this week. Earlier they'd said if the Democrats don't do it this week, we're going to close the border. Now what the president is suggesting is he's threatening tariffs and a border closure, but not for a year. So a significant walk back from the threat of last week for this president, Scott.
Eamon.